smooth microphone before unmuting it, but never mind. There we go. Let's turn that down. And well, this was all very sudden. I didn't really intend to do this, but I thought I'm going to play this game anyway to kill a bit of time in the evening, so why not stream it? What I can't find is the Facebook stream on my profile, on my Facebook profile, which is weird. Because apparently it is live on Facebook. But it is not. Ah, there we go. I have no idea if this is showing up on my profile because, well, I'll know if anyone joins, won't I? And Twitch is there as well. Yay! Yeah, God knows what this looks like on the profile, on the shit. No, mute that. Yeah, God knows what this looks like on my profile, but hopefully people will see it because I sure as fuck can't. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it is showing. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Never done anything quite so suddenly before, so I'm amazed I've done anything at all. Right. That's muted. That's muted. And if I click that, shh. There we go. Cool. Right. Let me go over to I'm going to be playing this on an actual Jaguar, which isn't too spectacular. It's a hardy machine. There's lots of them around still. There's probably still some sat in a warehouse completely unopened from 1994. But yeah, having a working one of these isn't all that spectacular. But it's nice to play it on the original machine. Let me just pop over to the other side of the room and turn the thing on. Whee! Chair. Rolly chair back again. Shit. Well, that was the controller, which I presume still works. They made plastic tough back in the 90s. I'm choosing to believe right now. But if I now try to start the game and nothing happens, we know I've broken the controller, which is fine. I've got a couple. Don't know where they are, but they're I have backups. Right. It would be good if you could see this. Where is the button that makes the thing go? Right. Okay. Cool. So this thing is it's a little bit, we've got a bit of interference on there, but I think that might be the video cable I've got going from the Jag to the upscaler. But the odd thing is that noise doesn't show up on my TV, but it does show up on the stream. Maybe there's something I can fiddle with on the converter or on the capture card, but I'll do that another time. It's not too bad, is it? So this screen I've got here is it's a Jaguar cartridge with a SD card in the slot, and you load the SD card up with all of the games and that came out at the time, and even Jaguar CD games. And also there's been a whole bunch of like homebrew software that people have written, even up to like last year. People were still making games for this thing. And it's a bit of a shame because they're doing some really cool stuff with it that no one managed to do back in the 90s because it was a bit of a pig to program for the Jag. Horrible design, but had to be used a particular way to get the best out of the machine, and not many developers did. But one developer in particular did, and that's Jeff Minter, who is he's a guy who lives in Wales with a bunch of sheep and has been writing software for Ataris and Amigas and Commodores since time began, pretty much. And he makes some very fun stuff. Tempest 2000 being just one of them. So, hey, the controller still works. That's good. So this doesn't look like it's the Jaguar, but I can promise you this is a real machine. There we go. It does look like I'm running an emulator, but I don't actually know the state of Jaguar emulation. I don't know if it's any good or if people have managed it or what. I imagine because it's a bit of a weird architecture, emulation might not be particularly great still, even though it is so old. Right, let me enable the audio for the capture card. That would be good. Oh, it's a little bit buzzing. Let me turn that down. Actually, let me just fiddle with the volume settings on that so that it adjusts the volume in my ear as well as the volume for you, because that way I know what you're hearing. Hey! Okay. Cool. So here we go. Oh well. Another progress bar. Well, that's a bit weird. Let me just toggle that. There we go. Just caught the end. Right, I know the Jag apparently has noisy video output, but it also has quite quiet audio input. Where am I going? So audio options, 5 dB. I think that's I've pre-fiddled this. That's 0 by default, and I've already set it to 5, so it should be reasonably loud. Yeah, the Jag whispers on its audio output, really quiet. So I have to crank that up a little bit. Okay. Now I did complete this game once upon a time in 1994, probably 95 actually. All 100 levels or 99 levels. And then the save game disappeared off the cartridge, because I do own an original copy of this, but the save game got lost, and I was very sad. And since then, I've been trying to get back to that level of greatness, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because my fingers are much older than they used to be. But it is still quite a good game. I still enjoy playing it, and I'm still reasonably good at it. So let's give it a go. Right, start from the beginning. I'm going to try not to lean too far away from the mic because I'm watching it on a big screen rather than the OSS, rather than the stream version that's being shown on the PC. So apologies for the mic noise. Oh, hold on. Microphone needs to point the right way. Otherwise, it doesn't work well. Let me just turn that thing, and I think if I talk, you can still hear me over the noise of the game. Turn the game down just a smidge. There we go. Cool. Because you've got to hear the game, because half this game is the noise. Right, if I'm shit at this, I'm going to blame the acute angle on looking at the TV. Okay, so it starts off pretty simple. Shoot the things down the end of the web. And collect those things. These are power-ups. Go. Now, first power-up you get is usually this little particle laser upgrade thing, which is nice. But sorry, I'm just gonna. Oop, hello. I realise I've moved a little bit away from the microphone, so I'm going to turn the game down just a smidge. There we go. Right. Yeah, the first power up you get is usually the this particle laser. It's just it makes it easier because it sweeps around the web, so you can kind of shoot at things and then move away, and your particles still hit the bag there. Which the first weapon doesn't do. But that's the only weapon upgrade you get. It's basically this from here on out. And I've collected enough to get the AI droid, which is cool. He's going to do some shooting for me. And at one point, I think I must have collected one that said jump enabled. And that's quite cool because, well, I'll show you next time. That lets you jump away from the web, because if those guys at the end get to the top, they can shoot you. Or they can catch you, actually. They can shoot you from where they are, because they are firing at us. Right. Let's try and let's let one fire. There we go, see? So we can shoot that. But when things get frantic, there we go, jump enable. It's handy to be able to do this. It gives you a bit of space. It means you can get away from things and sort of rain some particle bullets from above. You'd be thinking, oh, why don't we just continuously jump? And I used to. It makes it a lot easier. But I've learned pretty recently, actually, that when anything you kill while you're in the air, you don't get score for. You don't get any points. So I'm going to try not to do that too much. There will be jumping to get myself out of particularly bad bits, but let me just crank that slightly. There we go. Right. These webs are cool. So a lot of the difficulty isn't just how quickly the enemies come or how difficult they are to kill. A lot of it is the actual shape of the web itself. Oh, easy. Nearly missed him. Because, like with this one, the camera's sat above the web and we can see straight down it. It's cool. No problem. Pretty soon, things get a bit twisty. And it's quite difficult to see what it is you're shooting at. And of course, you can only shoot down the one channel in the web, so positioning is pretty important. Look at that shitty gun. You don't want this shitty gun. You want... Ah, you see, this one's gone straight for the AI droid. Weirdly. Oh, I missed a power up. You can see those triangles up at the top to the right. Got 2 at the moment. You earn a triangle by collecting, I think, 5 power-ups, and when you get 3 triangles, you get that. That's good timing, wasn't it? Couldn't have planned that better. Yeah, you get 3 triangles, which gives you the special stage. Which is cool, because if I successfully fly through a bunch of these rings, then it will skip 5 levels. Which sounds good. It sounds like the sort of thing you would want to do. But if you're going for high scores, it's better to actually play through those levels. And if you're like me and a bit rusty, the sudden difficulty increase of skipping 5 levels can end up ruining your day. You will not have a nice time. Don't know if the mic's picking up the button presses on this god-awful controller. I say god-awful, it's got a bad reputation. People hate this controller just because it looks ugly, but it's not bad to play on, actually. If you got small hands, it would suck, but it's... I mean, it's not got a terrible D-pad. It's not got the greatest D-pad, but it's not terrible. And I think I'm probably just used to it. I think if you gave it to someone who'd never played on one before, they'd probably be a bit, "What have you given me?" But no, it's alright. So we're going to go to the other side of the... I know, I remember at the time people called this the bacon level. And that's clearly not bacon. It's the surface of Jupiter, isn't it? It's not bacon. People are idiots. It looks like bacon, to be fair, I suppose. But I suppose to my sort of planetary nerd eyes, it's always been Jupiter. Now I appear to be playing this all the way through to the end, which is... I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Like I say, I mean I've skipped 5 levels, but... am I good enough to skip 5 levels at this point in time? It's the old double-edged sword. Shit, there we go. If you miss one of these, it's straight away you're booted out. And those... oh wait, hold on. There's a bug there. Forgot about that. Those ones with the down arrows and the up arrows, it will shift you up or down. But if you hit it too high, it won't shift you down enough to reach the next circle. So yeah, that's what I did there. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's something you're just meant to figure out yourself and do properly. But you can go through the rings and do all the right stuff and still fail. Shit, missed the... bug. Not good to be losing lives so early. Hold on a sec, just going to check notifications. Nothing important. Cool, let's carry on. This is not good. Not doing well. So that there was the super zapper I used, which was basically a Hail Mary, oh shit, everything's fucked, kill everything on the screen button. But you can only use it once per level. Come on, Christopher. Stop missing the power-ups, if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to have to do a bit of jumping, I think. At least at these early levels, your strategy is basically keep everything down the end as much as possible, while still collecting stuff, and hopefully not having that happen. But that only kind of lasts the first 15-20 levels. Pretty soon it all gets a bit frantic. As if this wasn't frantic enough already. I missed that one as well, and there was nothing going on. One sort of funny little strategy as well that you'll probably see happening, but I won't be really conscious on doing it, is you do that wiggle. So whenever you sort of loiter somewhere, you do a few wiggles just to catch anything coming up the channels either side of the one you're standing on. That and some of the enemies when you shoot them the first time, they split in half and move on to the adjacent channels. So you do that little wiggle, you catch them. But to be honest, it's not worth looking to see if they are one of those enemies. You just do it anyway, because why not? This one's a pig. This one is a pig because you can see there from the angle, once you get down to there, you can't quite see where it is you're shooting down. And it's a very wide web as well, so it takes you a fair amount of time to get from end to end. And the risk is that you spend too much time at one end and things get a bit out of hand further up. Which has nearly happened to me, because I'm missing loads of power-ups and things are getting messy. I don't think I'm in any danger of hitting level 100 tonight. Never mind. Oh, hello. Oh, I missed it. I can't bother. I don't want to do this. It takes too long. Totally Jupiter, isn't it? Look.
Super Zapper Recharge.
Not a good start. More missing of power-ups and a life lost. This game was originally a Atari arcade game. I think the original release was something like 1983, and a lot of the arcade machines around them didn't have traditional TV monitors, or didn't do traditional it's called raster graphics, what we're looking at here. Instead it did vector graphics, which were just lines. Right. And yeah, so it used vector graphics, which meant it could be really, really quick because the hardware only had to draw lines. There was no shading, there was no star-filled backgrounds, stuff like that. I think even the text was displayed as vector lines rather than sticky note. And it was, I mean, the core of the game was the same, but it was a fair bit simpler. And then, as far as I know, this was the first. This was then released in 1994, which would have been 11 years after the arcade. And it was an Atari first-party title, so it was published and released by Atari, but developed by that Jeff Minter guy from last. And this is he loves old school reaction based games which he stuffs full of as much particle and shading of vectors as humanly possible. Oh, hello, this guy's trying to kill me. Minter's not a fuck. Minter's a very nice guy. Proper sort of full-on late 80s, early 90s trance kind of guy, and that explains the soundtrack. And all of his games have got soundtracks like this. He came back to. This wasn't the last time he made this game. He has since done. I think this came out on a bunch of platforms. I think after Atari went bankrupt, and the rights must have reverted to whoever bought what was left of Atari afterwards. He revisited this, and I think it came out on a bunch of platforms. I think it came out on the PSP, which would have been fun actually. I should see if I can find my PSP and track it down. Then he worked on a game called which if you've played, this will look familiar. What's it called? Shit, it's dropped out my head. Space Giraffe. And Space Giraffe is another sort of web-based game like this. I don't mean web-based as in on the internet, I mean web-based as in that you span around on webs. That had this cool little tweak to the game where you actively wanted things to get to the end of the web so that you could sort of ram them off and increase your score multiplier. So it's a Tempest-ish game, but it plays quite different to this. It's good fun. It's a really good game, but he caught a lot of flack from younger gamers, I suppose, because I mean, in fairness, you can barely see what's going on in Space Giraffe. The original Xbox 360 version, Jeff he did a full-on, just pushed the lever all the way to maximum for crazy, insane graphical effects while you're playing. Can't blame him. I mean, he's been written code for every console and computer going, and he got an Xbox 360 in his hands and just went, how many pixels can this bastard push? And it turned out too many. And when Space Giraffe was released on the PC, you had to tone it down. So there's when you load it up on the PC, there's a menu option to choose between the original effects and a duller, but I suppose more sane version. Guess which one I prefer? I prefer the insane version. I think as a childhood wasted peering through all of these dots. I say childhood, it was 1 year. 1 year spent peering through all these dots, kind of immune to problem. I've realised this is a game that's really difficult to play and talk at the same time. Either underestimated how much concentration it requires, or more likely overestimated how much concentration I'm capable of, or how much multitasking I'm capable of at least. You see those sort of flowers there that's sort of wandering along the web? They're bastards. Because when they're between webs, when they're between web channels, you can't shoot them, so they become indestructible. Those ones are just a pain in the arse because they spin around and throw bits at themselves that you as you shoot them. But at least we haven't got to the voltage, the electrical guys. What they do is they electrify a channel, and if you step one of your feet, has this thing got feet? One of your legs onto the electrified bit, you died. So we've got those to look forward to still. Oh, and those ones as well. If you let them get to the edge of the web, they race around electrifying the whole edge of the web. So they are bastards. Proper bastards. I'm going to have to start using jump now, because this fucker won't die. And you. Oh, shooting straight at him. I think 15-year-old me might have had a copy of the soundtrack on CD as well at some point. It was available, and I don't know if it's ever got a Jaguar CD release, because there was a CD add-on for a Jaguar that made the whole thing look even more like a toilet. And the Jaguar looks pretty like a new anyway, but when you stick a CD drive with a lift-up flap in it, it really looks like a bug. Really like the up. There we go. Careful jump. Jumping is good. Just to illustrate how poorly I'm doing, I used to get stuck on the cat's head level. Was that one? I think the first week I got this, I couldn't get past the cat's head level, so I'm only slightly better than that. This one's a pain in the ass. Ones with tight corners are, you often find yourself not at the corner you think you're at. Which means suddenly you've got bad guys standing right next to you, and you're standing around with your particle laser in your hand thinking, how did this happen? Because you were not pointing where you thought you were pointing. Yeah, sodden score. I'm just gonna get through this. Thank you.
Super Zapper Recharge.
Okay, we've moved on to the red webs, so that's the blue webs done. Well, I don't think we skipped any because I was too shit to complete any of the bonus levels. Never mind, never mind. There are the electrical guys. These are the little fuckers, right? So when they appear, you will see that they kind of move up and down. I'm just going to kill that guy. When they're at like their peak, the channel that they're standing on will become electrified. Oh, fuck me. Got him. Yes. And he got me. I kill one of them, they kill one of them. I could really do with being able to jump. That would be lovely. Wouldn't that be lovely? Yes. There we go. And you can die. You can fuck right off. There we go. One of those games where you hit the button to do the thing, and then you die and you realise that you were a 1,000th of a second too late with hitting the button. I suppose I probably am doing that more than I used to because of the aforementioned being older than I was. I haven't mentioned those, oh, I can jump. There are those green baddies who they start building spikes. So they start at the end of the web, and as they move up the web, they build a spike behind them and shoot you while they're doing so, of course, because the thing about this game is that everything is shooting you at all times. Yeah, and those spikes, when the level ends and you fly down through the web, those spikes persist, so if you pick the wrong channel to go down, or you stop shooting for whatever reason, you get killed. This is a tricky one, I seem to remember. Partly because you can't see what's on that top edge. Shit. Now there is, yeah, I've never ever been clear on when it is that you can kill those things and when you can't. Like then, I couldn't. Oh, well, that was nice. Hate this level, collects power up, skips level. Way!
Super Zapper Recharge.
The Pentagon. Okay, sorry, isn't it 1, 2, 3? Yep, 5 songs. So we've gone to Ratchet already. That guy. I see I've got an electrical guy up there. Let's talk about. See you building your spikes, my friend, and I'm not having any of it. Like the spikes. Ooh, close. I didn't finish. Yeah, so after Tempest 2000 and Space Giraffe. Oh, hold on. Hold that thought. We've got a new special stage, which involves staying on this green track, which is harder than it sounds because there's a crazy amount of inertia going on. So you're constantly sort of tapping a button to move, then tapping a button to correct, and it's tricky. So tricky. And I'm finding it quite tricky now, despite the fact it's right at the start. But it gets a lot worse, if I remember rightly. It seems to give you a little bit of grace with falling off of the track. Oh, see, it does give you a bit, not much. Oh, I'm not quite sure how I managed that. That was, I must have been a fraction of a second away from losing that because I did not touch that green part for that entire last swoop. But I'm quite pleased I skipped 5 of these levels because I'm not a big fan of the red zones. The red levels, at least. I think it's yellow after this and then white. Or white and then yellow. I think it changes every 10. I'm not sure. Didn't even see him. Did not even see that guy. Fuck's sake. Stop making the silly mistakes. The what's kind of cool though is the enemy pattern always plays out the same way, which actually lets you kind of, if you get stuck on a level long enough, which I have been many times, you get to kind of build a strategy and you kind of get a bit of almost muscle memory for what's going to happen next. Which I probably had at some point, but long since gone. Yeah, and I found that interesting because I wondered how Jeff did that. I presume he's got he had initially some kind of random generator for him and then saved that pattern. Because you wouldn't go through and craft it, surely, not 100 levels of this. Well, I kind of wouldn't put it past it. And actually, I wonder if those patterns are based on patterns from the original arcade machine, which, if so, would be very cool. I mean, that's some serious effort. I can jump. That's I forget that I can jump. So I don't notice when I pick up the power. And you die when a simple jump would have got you out of trouble. I'm missing so many pods right now. Do you know what? I'm just going to pause it there and just nip away for a second. Right. Where were we? Yeah, just... Oops. Pushing all the wrong buttons. Just a sec. Okay, where were we? Finishing a level. Fuck, it is Cat's Head Mark 2. Got a lot of those sharp angles. So, piss me off. Nuke them. Shit. Getting rather busy up at the edge of the web. Try that again. What? So, looks like whatever shot me was directly behind the power-up, which doesn't seem fair, does it? And that was a mistake. Apparently I wanted to use my my super sapper right at the start. Oh, Christ. Please, can I have jump? I would really like jump. Jump would be lovely. I fucking missed it. that was some luck. Oh, and that was this game. the more I play this, the more I'm kind of fancying a little go at Space Giraffe. Jaguar, that's great. Let's do that. Let's play a little bit of Space Giraffe. Why not? I'd better edit the stream info. Then some Space Giraffe. Update the Twitch metadata. I think I've got Space Giraffe installed. It'd be miffed if I don't. Mind you, I think it's quite a small game, so it's quite possible. I do have Space Giraffe installed. Superb. Right, okay. So, what we need to do, place the Jaguar controller on the floor. Don't throw it or drop it like I did before. Now, we need to get the stream to point to this instead. Let me boot the game up. So, the menu option I mentioned, where it gives you a choice of two different intensities of madness. The original version is called Acid Mix, and yeah, I'm going to choose Acid Mix. I've got that quite loud in my ear. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Right, OBS. We are going to we're going to turn the sound off for that. We are gonna turn on the sound for, actually, hold on, just a second. Right, at the moment you can see nothing. This is deliberate, because what I need to do is choose the right window. I think that should do it, or not. No. Still blank. Why so blank? Why so blank? Is it because... No, that is not why. Hold on. Oh, there we go. It has appeared. Lovely. But what you don't have, I don't think, is audio. Let me turn it down preemptively, just in case. There we go. Hopefully that is the game audio. And it's fucking creepy game audio, because based on numbers stations, which are like weird AM broadcasts intended for spies to receive. This is in the real world. It's like a Cold War thing that is still going on, and you just hear numbers, and this is based on that. So that kind of whooshing noise actually is AM audio interference that they sampled and put into it. But it will occasionally speak numbers in Welsh. So that's disturbing and fun. What I need is a controller. What have I done with my controller? I had it and I was using it a couple of days ago. Just a tick. Where art thou? Ah! You know what's really fun is the game hasn't detected the controller. So I think we might have to exit and start it back up again. Joys of PC gaming. Okay, so for bonus shits and giggles, it still doesn't seem to be detecting the gamepad. Controls. Show current controls. Well, that looks... Okay. Oh, so it is detecting it. So if I skip, then maybe it is just the menu it's not working in. Right, play game. Right, let's go. Now, I need to remember that I'm not playing Tempest 2000. And I need to remember how to play this. And the controller is... Oh no, hold on. The fuck is going on? Apparently if I click the stick it does something. Oh, for God's sake. I'll tell you what. Sorry, let's quit that. Let's choose English again. Let's choose the acid mix. You know, I'm pretty sure this is meant to detect the controller, you know. Pretty sure it is. So, hold on. Left, right, bomb, jump, and then aim is... Ah, the right hand stick is doing nothing. Well, shit. Da, da, da. See, I think this is messing up because I'm using a DS4 controller, using a bit of software to kind of map it into an Xbox 360 controller, and I think between that DS4 Windows software and Steam's built-in controller stuff, I think things are getting very confused. So what I'm going to do is something that is making lots of connected and disconnected noises. I've plugged it in through USB instead of trying it on Bluetooth, so hopefully we have more luck this time. Assuming I haven't messed up the mapping. Ah, that's better. Okay, controller works. Right, let's do some space giraffe. So, you can move the giraffe left and right down the web, but you can also aim shots, which I don't think is working properly. Or is it? I appear to be pointing. Right, okay, I think I can do... Yep, that's it. So that's how you build up the multiplier. Okay. Not played this for quite a while. Congratulations! You success, a winner is you, but our giraffe is in another castle. Which I think is from a poorly translated Nintendo game. Obviously not giraffe, it's princess. Something's off on the controls here. Something's definitely off. You know what? Hold on. There's got to be a... I say, okay, so move stick 1X, aim shoot's move stick 2. That seems correct. Ah, hold on. D for default. Yeah, so it is... It's default, isn't it? Why am I struggling so much? Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I've just... there we go. Okay. Right, fine, lovely. So I got the yes, yes, yes sample because I collected one of the pods as I was going through the web. You are not brilliant. Thank you, game. So all my shots are going around the web as if I was holding the right stick left. Which I'm not. And that's really annoying because what I want to do ideally is let some get to the edge and then ram them like that. So the trick is, you see that white line that's coming up the web. Every time you shoot something, the white line moves further away from you, and as long as the white line isn't at the top, then you can ram the enemies that do get to the top. That's how you do the oh, hello. So that's pause. Trigger is pause, because of course it is. I really should just at some point try and get a no, I'm not even making that move. This is really annoying. I think I'm going to have to stop this. It's pissing me off. Just wondering if I've got an Xbox 360 controller that's USB rather than wireless, because I haven't got a wireless adapter that works well. Do you know what? I think I'll come back to this another time. In the meantime, usually these games have got pretty fun credits. So these guys are all the people who beta test this and thought, yeah, this level of craziness and insanity on the screen is absolutely fine. Oops, sorry, just realised if I want to have a way you can't see. High-res objects off. I want them on. Right. Just going to plonk it back to that, and actually, shouldn't be starting soon. Don't want to mislead people, because if anything, it is ending soon, not starting soon. Right. I think I'll have one little glance to see if anyone happens to be watching. I don't think so. It's been a quiet one, but it all counts towards Twitch's fantastic gamification of doing this stuff, which is fun. Oh, there is someone watching, but Facebook doesn't tell me who. It's probably me. I'm the one that's watching. Cool. So I think I'll leave it there and wish absolutely no one good night. Bye bye.